Okay, we all love that feeling of a sparkling clean, totally sanitized home. And, in that mission for cleanliness, it's so easy to think, hey, if one cleaner's good, then mixing two together must be even better, right? Superpowered. But that's a really common and I mean incredibly dangerous mistake. Today, we're going to get into the chemistry of a deadly mix-up that happens in homes every single day. I love this quote from our source material because it puts us in exactly the right mindset. We need to stop seeing those bottles under the sink as just soaps. To a chemist, they're reactive reagents. That's a fancy way of saying they are chemicals just waiting for a chance to react with something else, and sometimes that reaction can be violent. This is where the danger really starts. And this, right here, is the heart of the issue. I get it, it makes a certain kind of sense, but it's a myth, and it's a myth that leads to thousands of household accidents every single year. You think you're making some kind of super germ killer, but what you're actually doing is kicking off a dangerous chemical reaction right there in your kitchen or bathroom. So let's pull back the curtain and look at what's happening on a chemical level. What's the big deal? Because when these two household staples meet, you are definitely not getting a cleaning boost. You're starting a chemical process that has some seriously life-threatening results. Think of it like this. It's an invisible battlefield. On a molecular level, the second you mix these two, you've started a chemical war. And the winner releases a toxic enemy that you can't even see. But believe me, you will absolutely feel its effects. So in one corner, we have Player One, good old household bleach. Its active ingredient is sodium hypochlorite. The reason it's such a great disinfectant is because it's a powerful oxidizer. Now, what does that mean? Basically, it's a chemical bully that rips electrons away from germs, destroying them from the inside out. Pretty effective, right? And in the other corner, we have its main opponent, ammonia. You find this stuff everywhere, in your glass cleaners for that streak-free shine, in floor polishes, all over the place. And on its own, it's a fantastic cleaner. No problem at all. But here's where the fight begins. It happens in two terrifyingly fast steps. First, the bleach breaks down and forms hydrochloric acid. Then, that acid immediately attacks the ammonia. And what do you get? The real villain of this story, toxic chloramine gas. This is not a cleaner, people. It's a poison. And just when you think it can't get any worse, oh, it can. If you happen to have too much ammonia in that mix, the reaction can create something called hydrazine. Now, hydrazine isn't just highly toxic, it's also potentially explosive. All of a sudden, your Tuesday morning cleaning session has turned into a legitimate hazmat situation. Okay, so we've accidentally created this invisible toxic gas. What happens when it actually gets into your body? Because this isn't just a little tickle in your throat. No, this is a full-on chemical assault, and the symptoms are immediate and they are severe. Your body knows it's under attack, and it reacts instantly. You'll start coughing violently, trying to get this poison out of your lungs. You'll feel this tightness in your chest. It'll be hard to breathe. Your eyes and throat will be on fire. This isn't just a bad smell. This is your body screaming at you that it's being poisoned. But maybe the most terrifying part is the danger you don't see coming. It's a silent threat. You might get to fresh air, feel a little better, and think you're in the clear. But hours later, a much more dangerous condition can be developing inside you. Pulmonary edema. And that's just a medical term for your lungs slowly filling up with fluid. So why the delay? Well, as our source material points out, chloramine gas is sneaky. It doesn't really dissolve in the moisture of your upper airways like your nose and throat. So it gets a free pass to travel deep, deep down into your lungs. And once it's there, it starts its slow, dangerous work, causing that fluid buildup that can lead to respiratory failure or worse, hours after you thought the danger was over. Now, you're probably sitting there thinking, well, I'm not an idiot. I would never pour a bottle of bleach and a bottle of ammonia together. But here's the thing. The danger is often hidden in plain sight because ammonia doesn't always come in a bottle that says ammonia in big letters. Let's just take a quick look at this safety chart because it's so important. We've talked about bleach and ammonia, but what about bleach and vinegar? A lot of people mix those for a natural clean. Well, that creates chlorine gas. And bleach and rubbing alcohol, that makes chloroform. Yeah, that chloroform. These are all common items that can create seriously hazardous situations. And here's the hidden trap I was talking about. You might not be mixing bleach with a bottle of ammonia, but what about that glass cleaner you just sprayed? Check the label. But here's the one that gets a lot of people. Urine. Cleaning a toilet bowl, a diaper pail, or especially a cat's litter box with bleach is a recipe for disaster because you are unintentionally mixing bleach with ammonia. And just to really put a fine point on it, let's go back to that bleach and vinegar mix. The chlorine gas it creates, it's not just a nasty irritant. It was literally used as a chemical weapon in World War I. That is the kind of toxicity we are talking about, potentially brewing right under your kitchen sink. Okay, we understand the danger now. So let's pivot to the most important part. What do you do if this actually happens? You smell that sharp, stinging odor, or you start feeling some of those symptoms we talked about. You need to act, and you need to act fast. These are not suggestions, they are commands. Number 1, first and foremost, get out. Get yourself and anyone else to fresh air immediately. Do not try to be a hero and clean it up. If any of it got on your skin or in your eyes, flush with water for a good 15 minutes. And only when it is safe to do so, ventilate the area. Most importantly, do not hesitate to call for medical help if you have serious symptoms like trouble breathing. So after all of this scary chemistry and all these warnings, it all boils down to one simple, unforgettable rule. If you take away only one thing from this entire explainer, please let it be this. That's it. It is that simple and that powerful. The only thing you should ever mix with bleach is plain old water. Period. No exceptions. That single rule will keep you safe from every single hazardous reaction we just talked about. So the real takeaway here is to take this knowledge and use it. Respect the chemistry that's hiding in your cupboards. Take a second to read the labels. And always remember, when you're cleaning, more powerful isn't better. Safer is always better. So what's the first thing you're going to go check in your house right now?